Tips for completing verification. Remember to complete the entire verification worksheet. Please read the family information instructions very carefully. Some of the most common mistakes on the FAFSA and verification worksheets are made in determining household size. In sections E through G, each blank must contain a numerical value. If the answer is 0, write 0 in the blank. Do not use any symbols or leave any blanks. Students should complete the appropriate verification worksheet based on the dependency status as determined by the FAFSA. The dependent verification worksheet should be completed and signed both by the student and the parent. The independent verification worksheet should be completed and signed by the student and the student's spouse if the student is married. Any discrepancies between the information on the FAFSA and the verification worksheet should be explained in writing and signed by the student or parent if requested by the financial aid office. Further documentation may be required to resolve the discrepancy. Federal tax return transcripts. Unless the student used the IRS data retrieval option on the FAFSA and made no changes to the information that was retrieved, dependent students should submit signed copies of their tax return transcript and their parents' tax return transcript. Independent students should submit signed copies of their tax return transcript and their spouse's tax return transcript if married and filing separately. If the IRS data retrieval option is used on the FAFSA but changes are made to the data that is imported, only a record of account will be accepted. Even if the IRS data retrieval option is used correctly, when there is business income or other income that may have been reported in the adjusted gross income, then additional documentation may be required, such as a copy of the Schedule C, Schedule C-EZ, Schedule F, or 1099s. If an IRA, 401k, or other pension rollover has been reported on the tax return, please submit documentation to verify that it was a rollover and not a distribution. Incorrectly filed tax returns may result in the need for a 1040-X amended tax return to be filed with the IRS. A signed copy of the 1040-X would then need to be submitted to the Office of Financial Aid. W-2 forms. Submit all W-2 forms for the corresponding tax year. The total of the W-2 forms submitted must equal the amount of wages filed on the federal tax return. W-2 forms must be legible. If you are missing any W-2 forms, you can obtain a wage and income transcript from the IRS. Many times, the documentation received by our office is not complete. Once reviewed, if additional information is requested, please provide it as soon as possible. We process all paperwork in date order, and failure to submit documentation quickly can result in delays in processing aid. More information, tips, and forms can be found on the Office of Financial Aid website. Contact our office with any questions. If you choose to visit our office, please remember to bring a valid photo ID.